Hey, good afternoon. This is Bob Trade Genius, the 5th of June, and special day. It's my birthday. Market gave me a few birthday presents. I shall show them to you as we hit them. But, you know, last week, I don't even understand this anomaly, the rampathon. I guess they're just hunting for derivatives and the financials, nothing's changed. They're a mess. They pushed up to the 100-day moving average in VWAP and it's falling over again today. And like I said, there's no good news in here, so I guess we just have to sell rips. But they're just not letting us really take advantage of anything short for too long. It's just no volume. And I guess today the stock market had 35 million shares traded. I mean, utterly pathetic. That just shows you that how captured the markets are. And then when we do start getting some volume, it's going to be a disaster. That's why I'm so worried, because once people start selling and then they start telling their manager start selling, 60 some percent of the market now is passive. So people start losing money and they call their brokers. There's no buyers. There's no buyers at all except for central banks. And they're not going to catch a falling knife. And it's going to get ugly fast. And here's SPY. Just nothing there. You can't short it, and they lull you to sleep, and then they do these pops. So you know, today was a nothing burger day. I stayed away from it completely. Here's the VIX. VIX started to rise a little bit today. We have a butterfly in UVXY for Friday, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And but they just keep jamming this thing. I mean, when the bell tolls on this thing, it's gonna be like a dam bursting. It's gonna be incredible. Apple, they actually Apple sold off today. Somebody downgraded it, didn't get pushed back up. Apple had a press conference, I guess, on some upgrades, and they finally caught up from being 2 years behind of Amazon and Google for a home automation box. And I heard a funny story today. Somebody just said, he goes, I'm trying to figure out which technology company I'm going to allow spying on me with the home boxes. It's absolutely hilarious, but it's true. But like I said, with Apple, you know, there, there's no growth here. It's way overvalued, so I guess we just have to wait for selling for it to really come off. Did some puts on it, tried to do a lottery on it, didn't work. Every time it sold off, they start painting it back up higher. IWM, on the other hand, is that um, this is not bullish. Double top here, so we're just gonna have to watch it. I mean, think about it. You got Apple was down today. You had small caps are down today. You had financials down today. You had oil down today. And the market was flat, but underneath it's rotting, and here it's rotting here with the small caps. I've been playing around with a signal for having a couple of my subscribers test it to be able to what I would call day trade, but we can call it maybe sometimes a 2 day trade for options for IWM seems to be best suited at the moment to be able to just buy puts and calls. It caught the puts fine, and then a call I think made $80, and it rolled back into puts again. So I'm gonna test it for a month, and if I like it, and the subscribers like it, and it looks like it's gonna make people consistent money, I'll put it out there on the paywall for people to buy it. And actually, you won't even have to buy it; you can just rent it from me. I'll just send a signal directly to you, and that way you don't have to load anything on your computer. So, but we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully, it'll do what it says. Something I've been trading on a more ad hoc basis, and now I'm trying to formalize some of these things that I just do naturally with some code. And so far so good. 2 out of 2. GDX, they can't keep the miners down. It looks like they're buying the dips on this, and I just think after next week, well, put it this way, next week's gonna tell the story. Either the miners are just gonna absolutely explode, or they're gonna blow up. and I'm planning on the former, explode higher. Every time they try to sell the miners off, somebody's bidding them. And same with the metals. Metals were up today. UVXY. So here's our trade. We got a butterfly on this thing, and we'll make money at 12.50. That's max for us, and so it's this is amazing how this has been such a one-way trade. This is my favorite trade, but it does move two ways. It really does. And this last couple months, it's just been kind of scary. You know how just relentless these moves have been, and I just think it's going to be one of these things that's just going to people are going to wake up. It's going to blow up. Do not hold XIV overnight, and do not be short UVX. I mean, don't be short calls on these things, and don't be short volatility, because I think something's going to happen, and I have no idea what it is, but something's going to happen where a pain trade is going to come big time. Not worth it. There's other ways we can make money while we're waiting, and we are. XLE, oil still trying to find a bottom here, so it's a really interesting day today. I'll get to oil in a sec. Nugget, we talked about the miners. TZA, talked about small caps. UCO. I had a buy on this, and I had a really tight stop, and it went down to grab the stop. I don't think oil is being done. I was hoping to see if we can just get a quick trade, make 2 or 3%. But I sacrificed. I think 5 cents or 10 cents, and just didn't go anywhere. I just wasn't sure. But look at this stair step down. I mean, look, stair step, stair step, stair step, stair step, and who knows? It may gap down again and stair step. And not sure where the bottom of this thing is. I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of things from high 20s to high 30s. And then with the news with Qatar or Gutter, however they say it, and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and UAE kind of having a little tiff, initially popped. Last night I was sitting at my desk and I saw my signal go positive. I went ahead and I bought, made a quick $400. Didn't check the news. I'm like, wow. I got out and I said I'm going to bed, and I figured maybe oil will be up, a couple bucks, and that news I wake up and oil's rolling over, and it just grinded down for all morning, and then we got a bid on it, and the money machine just killed it again. So I think I made $1,200 on oil and a couple $100 on biotech, and some other guys made $1,300. Some newbies, first time they ever tried it, made a couple $100. It's just a really consistent signal, and while everything else is kind of doing crazy stuff, it's just working, and it's very easy to follow. So, encourage you to check it out. It's just going to get better. We're adding features to it in June and July to make it even a more useful tool for people. But oil has volatility in it, and that's all we're asking for. They take the volatility out of ES, but with oil and natural gas and gasoline, there's still volatility in it, and that just makes my signals work really well. Speaking of which, natural gas, love for this have one flush down. Then I think we'll buy some KOLD puts. I'll throw those out there for you guys as part of one of my nightly things. And I think we'll get a big pop in natural gas, but I think it has a little bit more room to the downside, but I think it's getting close to a bottom here. SDS, XIV popped open and sold off. I'm looking for one of these candles again soon. You just can't sustain this, and then I'd love for it to come down, because then I could turn on the volatility money machine too. But this may have a date with a 70 or 80% down move. So I think we're lining up to a 2011 kind of event. XIV fell 80% over 3 months. It was brutal. Just like we're enduring this grind down in volatility, it was a grind up in volatility. It just wore people out. Then after that, it went up 4% again. So nice thing about volatility, it's not like a stock. You can't go to zero. Volatility can't go to zero, and it can't technically go to infinity, but it really can't. The markets will close before any of that stuff happens. But and people will cover their short bets and all that good stuff. So it's a really good trade when things get extreme, because then it tends to wind out that way. So right now it's pretty extreme, and now we're looking for it to roll back the other way. Dust, I have my dust puts, and I rolled those down from 29 to 28, and for this Friday, and uh, I'll roll out another week if I have to. Sold the 29s for this Friday to keep my cost basis down, and I'm thinking next week when Yellen either doesn't raise, or she raises and starts equivocating about balance and looking forward and all this other good stuff. I think we're going to see dust around $20. GDXJ coming up to the 100-day. TNA point just went out last week. Nice trade. I think it has a long way to go down. SLV, another green day for silver. They keep trying to sell it, but look at this move. I mean, this is just methodical. Somebody is bidding up silver. Same with gold. And here's oil again. Technology holding it up. Volatility holding it up. The Japanese didn't really play too much today. Here's GLD. We talked about that. Okay, XBI. I want to show you this candle on a daily. To me, this is a black shadow. Okay, dark cloud cover, and I'm expecting biotech to fall from this. Whenever it pops like that, opens up higher than the other thing, it comes back in, and this is very bearish. This is one of the most bearish candles you can get. It did this before, and you usually get a pretty good sell-off. And one time, I think like it was 2014 or 2015, it did it and fell 30%. We were so incredibly overbought, and it just has a hard time now holding its gains. And so going into fall, when we're going to get all this announcements on healthcare increases again, this thing will come under the microscope, and it'll come under the microscope again. The only thing the Democrats have next year that Trump's Achilles heel and the Republicans' Achilles heel, if they do not put together a sane healthcare plan for people will vote in universal care for themselves. I don't think these Republicans have their head on straight, is that people will vote for medicine that they can afford. I mean, it's crazy. My brother-in-law is paying $24,000 a year. He makes $60,000. Well, sorry about that. We got a little dog barking here. Maybe I'm getting the axe here. So let's move on. There's something actually happened today that was very unusual sighting. Mosaic was up today, but it's still grinding down, and it's just an amazing sell-off in Mosaic. Used to be one of my favorites to trade, and this has just been persistent. Not really sure what's going on. Real estate, SEO, getting close. Look at this. Little head shoulder pattern on a ultra short. So something I'm keeping an eye on. I'd love to have another sell off in oil and get it up to here, and have it come back down and get a $5 or $6 move in the short. So I'm keeping an eye on it, and but I think oil's going to hit one thing down, then I think we're going to pop. So and who knows? It may even happen tomorrow. The London is back open, and the Arab traders are there, and I'm sure they're going to try to put a bid under oil. Okay, here's First Majestic. We own it. We're in full position, just waiting patiently. And this thing, when it goes, it's going to rock. ERX, I'm going to take a look at ERY here as a put here pretty soon. The Amazon stock, just amazing. Look at this grind higher. This is essentially 3 or 4 super caps that are driving this thing higher. Okay, I got FAS puts, and which is really weird today because XLF was down, so I'm expecting this to. I got 42.50s for Friday a week, so I have 9 trading days for this thing to come into the money for me, and I feel pretty confident it will. I think the Fed's going to disappoint in the market, and I think we're going to get some good profit off that trade. I own wheat and precious metals. I own 2,000 shares, and I have sold puts on a commitment for another 1,000 shares, and I've sold calls at 20.50. So I'm building a position here, and it may roll down a little bit lower. And if it gets anywhere near here, I'm definitely gonna buy 1,000 shares, but I don't think it will. And this might be even a low here, but I really don't care. I'm just going to keep averaging down into this, and I'll just keep selling calls against it. But I'm going to build this up to a 6-figure position. Okay, we talk financials. TWM, I have TWM, and even though I do IWM puts, TWM is my wake up in the morning and the world ends move when this thing will fly. And so as I was telling everybody, you have to have something short. You have to have something short. TWM is as good as any, and because once it goes, this is where the damage is going to be done. It's going to be done in the small caps. Dollar is flattish. That's the short S&P. You need to be getting out of the SPY. There's Boyle. Look at that. What a collapse. That's why I like to short ultras, not buy them. Here's Drip. Coffee was positive today, but that still doesn't look like a very good chart. DBA we own, long-term position. Really flattish today. Sugar, try to get a bid, start sell off again. Just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. BIS, got a bid because of biotech down. And there's cold, and just waiting to see if we get a first break in the action here. I wish they could make it simple to see like here, but we'll have to see. Oops, got myself a little bit of a, whoops, sorry about that. And I have waiting on SILJ, and the yen really flattish today. Corn was flat. Wheat's drifting down. Like I said, if you get anywhere near 650, I'm going to start taking a good sized position in wheat too, because farmers can't plant any lower than this. JGG goes with it. Hold full position there. We got SRS. Look at this. We're down to 2.18% on the 10-year. And like I said, I'm expecting this to go even lower. We will be refinancing our homes this year. There's the VIX, a little doji on the VIX. And I think that's it. So anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Some great trading. I think things are coming our way. It's amazing. It's not running away from us on the things we really want to own going into the Fed meeting. And after the Fed meeting, hopefully we're going to be free to take some really good profit in the metals. Short biotech, short small cap. The oil trade's working really well. We really don't care what direction, but I'd love for it to push down and then have a nice long trade on it. And just keep trading that thing back and forth. This is Bob from Trade Genius. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.